Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all are fine and enjoying your studies at home. You are listening to your chemistry teacher, Miss Sana Islam, and today we are going to study about chapter number 5, Physical States of Matter for Federal Board, ninth class. Page number of your book is 103. So today's our topic is question number 2, short answers, and part is 5. Can you make water boil at 70 degree? Yes, it is possible. We can boil water at 70 degree because at the atmosphere, at the Mount Everest, height is 8,850 meters above this sea level. It is possible for us to boil water at 70 degrees. Okay, there will be a pressure of 34 kilopascal. And question number 6 is the pressure is 400 mmg of mercury in kilopascal. We have to express 400 mm of mercury in kilopascal. How we can express? Okay, now first atm, as you know very well, it is equal to 760 mm of mercury, and that is 101.325 kilopascal and 1.01325 into 10 raised power 5 pascal. Okay, we first convert it into the what mm into the kilopascal. So we divide 1.01325 by 760, we will get 0.00133, and when we multiply this value by 400, we will get 0.533 kilopascal. It is calculated value, and if question come in your exam, you must memorize this, that 400 mm of mercury is equal to 0.533 kilopascal, but it's not necessary. Maybe there is in paper 200 mm of mercury, 300 mm of mercury. Okay, now question number 3 is explain what effect of temperature and pressure on volume. This is your Charles law and Boyle's law. Okay, effect of pressure, change in on the volume of a gas. When we increase the pressure, the volume will decrease, and when we decrease the pressure, the volume will increase. Okay, by keeping the temperature constant. And temperature, when we increase the temperature, what will happen? The volume will increase, and when we decrease the temperature, the volume will decrease. This is explained here in very well manner. As a result, volume of the gas increase to restore it by keeping the pressure constant. Okay, now explain the following particles, diffusion and effusion. As you know very well, what is diffusion? The movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to the lower concentration. This is your diffusion. Okay. On the other hand, your effusion is the effusion of a gas molecules through the hole one after the other without collision is called effusion. Okay. Diffusion means the spontaneous, without any need of any sort of energy. Spontaneous means खुद ब खुद बेटा. ओके, जिसमें हमें किसी एनर्जी की ज़रूरत ना हो. ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स फ्रॉम अ रीजन ऑफ हायर कंसनट्रेशन, जहाँ पर वो कंसनट्रेशन में ज़्यादा होंगे, टू अ रीजन ऑफ लोअर कंसनट्रेशन. And on the other hand, the reality is that the molecules of the gas are constantly colliding with the walls of the container, with the walls of the vessel. When they reach the wall and find a hole in it, then they pass through the hole. Okay. Diffusion takes in all direction, and effusion is unidirectional, in one direction or in the direction of the hole. Effusion, example of the diffusion is your smell of the rose or a scent perfume we are using in a corner of the room, and it is spread all the room, in the all the room. Okay. And effusion is the escape of the molecules from a punctured tire. You know very well, whenever tire is punctured, so you will what happened, the molecules will move one by another from the punctured tire. Now question number 5 is also very easy. There is no calculation, it is just a definition of the evaporation, vapor pressure and boiling point. Okay beta. Now evaporation, what is evaporation? It is a conversion of the liquid into the gas or vapors at all temperature is called vaporization or evaporation. How we can explain it? Place some liquid such as ether and acetone in an open container, and they are evaporating liquids. They can evaporate into the air at all temperature. After some time, we will observe that the liquid is escaped into the atmosphere. Now, evaporation is a cooling process. Why evaporation is a cooling process? Because whenever the surface molecules escape in the atmosphere, in the outer surrounding, they will take the kinetic energy of the lower molecules, and that's why we will feel a cooling sensation. Okay. What is vapor pressure? Vapor pressure means the pressure exerted by the vapors of the liquid in equilibrium with its liquid. When a pressure is exerted by the vapor when it is in liquid, in equilibrium with its liquid, it is called your vapor pressure. And how we will explain it? In a closed container, we are putting some liquid and it start evaporating or vaporizing. The molecules of the liquid will convert into the vapors. At the same time, when they what happened when they strike with the lid of the container, cap of the container, they will bounce back into its own liquid, and the molecules at the surface of the liquid at that time, this process is called condensation. They both are contrary to each other, takes place at the simultaneously at the same time. Evaporation means conversion of the liquid into the vapors, and condensation means vapors are coming back to its liquid. At equilibrium, liquid continues to evaporate and condense, but at equal rates of the equilibrium, the space above the liquid is saturated with vapors. Now, boiling point. Okay, what is boiling? Boiling means the temperature at which the vapors of a liquid becomes equal to its the external pressure, atmospheric pressure, is called boiling point. How we will explain? The vapor pressure of the liquid keeps on increasing with the increase in the temperature at the certain temperature. At a certain temperature, the vapor pressure of a liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, external pressure. At this stage, liquid starts boiling. How we note the boiling point of the liquid? When the first bubble rise, okay, and escape into the air. So for liquids with the temperature, it also indicated the boiling point of these liquids. You can see in the paragraph there are three what there are four boiling points of the liquid. One, you know very well, water, that's boiled at 100 degrees. Ethanol, chloroform, and ethanoic acid, these are your four organic liquids. Okay, explain what affect. Question number 6, external pressure on boiling. Yes, there is effect of the external pressure. When we increase the external pressure, the boiling will be affected. How the boiling will be affected? At the normal temperature, water will boils at 100 degree, you know very well, and the external pressure is 1 atm. But in the pressure cooker, there is a pressure of 2 atm and water boils at 120 degrees. So you can see that whenever there is an increase in external pressure, like from 1 atm to 2 atm, so there is also increase in the boiling point of water from 100 to 120 degrees. Okay, now we are moving towards in liquids that when their vapor pressure is exerted to the liquid on the by its surrounding. Okay, when the pressure of atmosphere is 1 atm, you know very well, the liquid will boils at what 100 degrees, but at Mount Everest again the water boils at 70 degree because there is a pressure of 34 kilopascal. In the pressure cooker, as I have explained, there is a atm 2 atm pressure and the water boils at 120 degrees. Now we differentiate between amorphous and crystalline solids. Now first we will explain the definition of the crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Then we will tell about geometry of the amorphous solids, crystalline solids, melting point, order means arrangement, shape, and example. Now definition, what is crystalline solids? You know very well, the atoms, ions and molecules are arranged in a regular repeating three-dimensional and well ordered pattern. They are called crystalline solids. They have three-dimensional well ordered pattern, so it means they are crystalline solids. They have a characteristic geometrical shapes, they have sharp melting and boiling point. Order, they have a perfect order, perfect arrangement of the atoms. An example is NaCl, Ag nitrate, silver nitrate are the best example of the crystalline solids. Whereas amorphous solids, they lack a perfect shape. Okay, they lack a perfect shape, as you can see here, and are those in which the atoms, ions, and molecules are arranged in a definite pattern rather than a randomly arranged. Geometry is not gradually appear, or they have a line powdered form. Melting point, what is fine powdered form, we naturally they are occurring in fine powdered form. Melting point, they don't have sharp melting and boiling point. And order is amorphous solids, perfect order is absent. Okay, now here is some examples like rubber, plastic, lum, black, pitch, etc. Okay, it is clear, I hope so. So question number 8 is allotropic form. You know very well what is allotropic form. The different forms of an element in the same physical states and phase are called allotropic forms or allotropes. Some elements can exist in two or more different types of atoms, like diamond. These diamond and graphite, these both you can see in the picture, are the allotropic form of carbon. They both are allotropic form of carbon. So let's have how we can differentiate between them. Diamond have a regular rigid geometry, and it is the hardest known substance in the nature, whereas graphite has layers, hexagonal arrays, weak bonds exist between the layers, and they allow to slide over one another. That's why graphite is soft. Today's lecture and here, and in about question number 9 we will study in next lecture. Hope you have understand, and keep studying, and Allah Hafiz, fi amanullah.